When I learned these two principles, which were what you focus on grows and know your outcome, in 2005, I came back to the office, and within 1 year, my revenue increased 33%, just with these two very simple ideas. Okay, so for me, 33% in 1 year is good growth for a small business. It's incredible growth for a collection agency. Prior to that year, our average growth was about 5 to 10%. So if we hit 11% growth, that was exciting. And 5 to 10% growth in the collection industry is about what you would expect to see. But just focusing on one thing. So what I did was I took this information back to my office and I thought to myself, what am I going to do with it? Because this was a huge impact. I'm telling you about this in 10 minutes. I heard about this for 50 hours. So, you know, I can't give you the full impact of how I was affected at the time. But what I can say is that I decided to take something very small and apply it. And that was a telephone call. So I own and operate a collection agency. And as you might guess, people are not happy to hear from us. They're not happy when they get a letter in the mail and they have to call us. So my outcome became, I want this person to be happier at the end of the phone call than they were at the beginning of the phone call. Because believe it or not, they never owe the money. I mean, every person that calls our office, it's a mistake. They don't owe this money. You know, that's just the nature of the game. That's fine. So my outcome became, and believe me, they're not friendly. I know the collection industry has a huge stigma against it. Believe me, we're not the rough ones. It's the people who call us. They're very angry. That's all in my other Words That Work workshop because they're really in fight or flight and it's okay. They're not bad people. They're just stressed out. It's all right. So the thing is that I just decided happier at the end of the call than they were at the beginning. The brain is such an amazing tool. I didn't have to figure out how I was going to make that happen, but just because I had planted that seed, it happened. Just because I had planted that seed. Now, our growth is upwards of 38%. It's not unusual for us to have 38% growth all the time. And in fact, I get the phone call from my insurance company every year because they want to know what we're doing to get this 38% growth because we must be breaking the law. Because that's really unheard of in the collection business. In fact, people used to always say to me, oh, you own a collection agency. The economy's so bad, you must be doing so good. And I would always laugh and say, that is not true at all, because the reality is, when the economy is bad, people need to focus on their basic needs, kind of like that old Maslow's hierarchy of needs that you learn about in high school. So they can't worry about paying their past due bills when they're worried about putting food on the table. So what happens in the collection industry is that the amount of money we collect goes way down when the economy is bad. More people are filing bankruptcy. It's much more difficult for us to collect. But on the other hand, the volume of business that we have goes up because our clients are not getting paid. So our clients have to rely on us more and more. Then when the economy turns back around, people get more focused on repairing their credit reports, and that's when we're really able to, it's a joke, but I call it cash cow time. Like, that's our cash cow. So what happened next was, as I was taking these principles and applying it to this one simple thing, I want the person to be happier at the end of the call than they were at the beginning of the call. I used that to develop training. And now that has become the focus of almost our entire business and my entire life. So this changed my life because now we have our Words That Work workshop. It's in-house trainings that I do that is being turned into a book. It's literally changed everything for us.